Cool beans. All right, we are live. Welcome to the Kenyon Show. Long awaited. Give me a minute while I set up this Instagram live. I promised people I would do Instagram live for the first couple of episodes. But if you aren't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would definitely like to take this time and ask you for your support and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, I will be posting this audio via podcasting apps. This will be a podcast form as well. I will be pulling the audio and making it a podcast as well. It will be up on YouTube afterwards. And again, I'm doing it on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live. This is a live stream. First episode number 1. It's March 2nd. Been waiting for this day for about 30 days or so now. So again, this is the first episode, Kenyon Show. We live. Let's get to it. Y'all know how I get down. Don't waste time getting into things. All right. So the whole purpose of this show is to help people win at the game of building wealth. So again, if y'all know anything about me, or if y'all have been following my content at all over the past year and a half, 2 years or so, I've been talking about finance, personal finance, building wealth, and just, achieving financial freedom, and not so much living off the high life of, oh, I'm gonna make money forever, or I'm gonna flip money forever, and things like that. So this introduction episode, I kind of wanted to dive into my story, who I am, how I got to finance, what intrigues me about finance, things like that. A little bit about my background, introduce you guys to me, those of you who don't know me, or if you do know me, I'm here to reintroduce myself. Again, my name is Kenyon Sellers, and this is the Kenyon Sellers Show, live stream, weekly episodes. I will be doing this every single week, every Tuesday night at 6:30 until about 7 o'clock. I will be taking questions. I'll be covering different topics as it pertains to wealth, personal development, just overall becoming wealthy. A lot of people think wealth is just money, when in reality, wealth is money, health, business, personal development. Is a lot of different things that make up what we call wealth. And I think a lot of people need to understand that when it comes to understanding the term wealth. How do you define wealth? The real definition of wealth is not what you Google. Like if you Google what wealth is, the Google definition will tell you wealth is the accumulation of an abundance of material possessions. When in reality, that's a portion of wealth. That's not what wealth really is. Wealth is a lot more than that. So again, I'm here to help you guys understand what wealth really is, how to build it, where should you start, where should you start, or where should you go next if you already started, just those different things. So I want to help you guys as much as possible when it comes to that area. So again, this is the introduction episode. My name is Kenyon Sellers. I've been a financial coach turned financial advisor for about a year and a half now. So my background, I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. I used to do a lot of different things to make money. It was always my drive and passion to just find a way to make some money, make some ends meet. I come from poverty. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, where you don't see a lot of opportunity for children to understand what money is, what the economy is, how to become a little business person, things like that. So all that type of stuff really intrigued me. And I've always been a creative individual. So with me having this creative spirit, and then in turn wanting to earn money, I kind of coupled those two together and figured out, okay, how can I start to make some money doing what I do and knowing what I know? How can I start making money as a 6-year-old? So that's pretty much where it really all started. I was 6, 7 years old. I used to do a lot of different things like buy and flip trading cards, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, football cards, whatever you want to call it. I used to do that. I also used to like to draw a lot. So I used to draw like cartoon characters, Yu-Gi-Oh characters, whatever, I was into at the time. I drew it, colored it in real nicely, laminated it or put it into those little plastic slips with the 3-hole ring binders. So I had to do that. And then I would sign it And then I would go knocking around the neighborhood. Hey, would you like to buy one of my, drawings? Or hey, would you like to buy one of my characters? Tweety Bird. I used to draw Tweety Bird, Sylvester, all the different Tom and Jerry. I used to draw all the famous cartoons, SpongeBob. I used to draw all that stuff. And I would knock on each door and ask people. These are grown people. I'm asking, hey, would you like to buy one of my paintings? And I remember vividly this one lady around my neighborhood up in Rosedale, Golden Ring. She would always give me $20 to buy one of my paintings every week that I went around to her door. So that's pretty much where my entrepreneurship spirit got lifted, and I never looked back since. I've always tried to find a way to make some money as an entrepreneur. When I got, a little older, I used to ask my mom or my grandmother or my aunts or anybody, hey, can somebody just spot me $5 so I can go get a case of waters, stand up on the corner up Sinclair, Moravia, for those of y'all from Baltimore, Seaside. So I used to stand up on the corner, busy section, hot in the summertime. Nobody wants to go to the store and spend $1.50, $2 for a bottle of water. So me being smart, I said, hey, let me get a case of water for $4 or $5 and then sell the 24 waters that came in the case at the time for $1 each. I made $19. I'm able to pay the $5 back to whoever gave me the $5. Now I had $19 to go buy 3 more cases, or I can go get a case of water and then some juices or some sodas now. So that's just, I've always just figured out a way to buy something and then sell it. That's how I started in entrepreneurship, and that's honestly how I recommend a lot of people start in entrepreneurship. Buy something at a low price and figure out how to sell it at a higher price. So from there, I just kept going, figuring out ways to make money. Never wanted to ask my mother for money, never wanted to ask my grandmother for money or my aunt. I never really wanted to ask my family for money because I knew they didn't have it. So what I did was found ways for myself to make money. So I didn't have to ask them. I had 2 little sisters. They was asking for money and things and stuff too. So I wanted to lift some of that burden off of them for having to provide for us. So for me, it was always, that was another thing that was driving me. So I just found ways to make money. And then when I got to high school, it really started ramping up. I was able to buy my first car at 15 years old off selling candy. I was able to buy shoes. I was able to buy clothes. I was able to literally afford my lifestyle and myself and literally basically provide for myself in high school because I was, using that entrepreneurship spirit to help fuel, what I wanted to do. And that was become a little businessman. That was always my goal and my dream, to become a businessman. So in high school, I sold candy, sold snacks, and I started that in late in my sophomore year. And again, I was making $100 plus a day by selling snacks. I knew it was a supply, and then there was no supply and a high demand for things other than that what was on the lunch menu. So a lot of people didn't just want the nasty lunch sometimes, and then not even that. We ate once a day. We ate twice a day. If you got there early, you got breakfast, and then you had lunch. That was it. The rest of the day, what were people eating? Nothing. So I figured, okay, bet nobody's eating anything throughout the day other than the breakfast. Again, that's for the early birds. Nobody really went to breakfast, and then you got lunch one time a day. So, and then a lot of us, was getting free lunch. And then the people who wasn't getting free lunch really didn't want to, spend $2 or $3 on a lunch that they didn't want. So granted, snacks wasn't healthy, but it was a demand for snacks, whether it was fruit snacks, honey buns, whatever the case may be. I found a way to help people go throughout the day and have some snacks without, impeding on, the lunch and breakfast that was already there. So I just filled the gap basically. So from that, again, I was able to buy a car. I was able to literally, buy shoes, dopes, phone posits. I was able to buy Jordan. I was able to buy everything I wanted because I was just hustling, that hustling spirit, that entrepreneurship spirit. Like I said, that was me since the age of 6 when, people was buying my drawings that I was drawing, just regular characters, coloring them in, write my name. Hey, would you like to buy my drawing? I've been doing that since I was 6. So everything that I'm doing today is only a more mature version of who and what I was doing back, was that 19 years ago. So it's no different. I'm just a lot smarter, a lot wiser now what I'm doing. So again, I just wanted to, give everybody that quick background of who I was before I start getting into the more recent Kenyon, and letting y'all know what I've done recently. So recently, last couple of years, graduated from Bowie State University, bachelor's degree in accounting, business and accounting. So that's where a lot of my financial acumen and financial knowledge come from. And again, let me back up a little bit. So in middle school and high school, I always had either A's or high B's, like 88, 89 in math. Math numbers has always been my strong suit when it comes to academic studies. Math, anything dealing with numbers, I'm a beast at. Anything dealing with numbers, anything, formulas, numbers, anything like that, I'm a beast. I remember it like the back of my hand. That's my gift, numbers. So I was able to accompany my gift of numbers with my gift of my entrepreneurship spirit. I was able to pair those two together from the moment I left high school in order to get my degree in accounting and business and accounting from Bowie State University. And then from there, once I graduated in 2018, I started, matriculating into what I thought I wanted to do, which was financial advising, financial planning. That fell off for a while. And then I got back into it in 2019 when I started to become a financial coach. Once I started to fix my own financial situation, I was able to then, accumulate more knowledge, know a little bit more about personal finance, start reading some more books, start listening to some more YouTube videos, start getting into the financial field. So then I started coaching. So I took a step down from financial planning and financial advising to start financial coaching. So I was helping people, just coaching them up with their financial behaviors and things like that, because that's what I did for myself for about 6 to 8 months prior. So I was doing financial coaching. I started at like $25 a month or $50 a month, something like that. So I was just doing it just to get my feet wet in it. And then I started putting out content. I did a podcast called Financially Woke, create a Financially Woke brand. For those of y'all that have been following me for a while, y'all know about that. Started pushing people to get their first 10,000 saved. And I just, just started getting into the brand of who my natural state, which is finance, money, numbers, business, investing, things like that. All that stuff has always can't come natural to me. So I started putting out videos. I still have some of them up on my IGTV. I started putting out, like, again, the podcast. I started learning how to create little posts and stuff so I can get the information out to people. So that was my initial, groundwork when it comes to getting into the field of finance and becoming this person who knows about wealth and investing and things like that. So that was my entry into the financial field per se, other than me when I graduated getting into financial planning. My line brother, Chris, he was actually my first client. And my business at the time was called New Money LLC. Nobody knows about that, just him. He was the only person who got a financial plan from me. And again, it was called New Money LLC. That was my first business as a, financial advisor, financial planner. It's called New Money LLC. The idea was to turn your old money into new money. So that was again, that's old. Now y'all know I use my last name for a lot of my stuff now. I've grown into who I am. All right. So I'm gonna take a quick intermission. Like, if y'all have any questions along the way, each live stream, I will be taking questions. Again, this will be posted afterwards, video and podcast wise. But I do want to try to entertain questions at the end of the episode or throughout the episode if I get a moment to take a quick little break where I can look at a question or glance at a question and answer it. So if y'all have questions, comments, anything like that, definitely drop them in here throughout the live stream so that we can keep it interactive, so it's not just me up here rambling. I want to help people out. All right. So y'all got any questions about my journey? How did I get to the point where I am? Things like that. Just ask those questions throughout, especially this episode. Again, this is the introduction episode to my live stream, the Kenyon Seller Show. We'll be doing this weekly on Tuesdays at 6:30. Every week, Tuesday at 6:30. All right. So again, I started at New Money, leveled up, and got into creating a whole brand called Financially Woke, where I wanted to help people become financially woke and get more into financial literacy and learn more about, again, financial literacy. So with that, it turned into, I took a step back, took a break, came back at it, created a brand called Wealth Academics. That's still relevant because that's now under Sellers Financial. I just haven't created any new content or anything for it, but it is under Sellers Financial now. So Wealth Academics was this whole idea once I transitioned from finance and just personal finance into wealth And again, I started this episode explaining to you all that wealth is not money. Wealth is not just money. When you Google wealth, it's going to tell you that it's an abundance of material items, and that's not the real definition of wealth. The real definition of wealth is becoming the best version of yourself. Understand that it's a constant journey to become better and better and better each and every day, each and every week, each and every month and year that you're alive. And it's about just becoming whole as a person, becoming healthy, wealthy, and just everything goes into wealth. It's not just money. And that's why I love wealth so much, because in order to accumulate wealth, you have to become a whole being and not just somebody who knows how to accumulate money. Accumulate money, that's rich. I'm not teaching people how to be rich. I'm not trying to be rich. I'm trying to be wealthy. I'm trying to be well off, wealthy, healthy, having a great life, happy, being very spiritual, things like that. Like, that's wealth to me. It's not money. It's not accumulating a whole bunch of money, being money hungry, being greedy, anything like that. Any of those terms that people associate with wealth, that's not what wealth really is all about. It's about becoming better as a person, becoming whole, understanding who you are and being your authentic self. That way you can live a whole life and be authentically wealthy. Again, so I started getting into wealth epidemic was the next thing. Again, I scaled back from that, and then I finally got into myself and got comfortable with myself and who I am. Again, Kenyon Sellers, like, that's who I got into. I tried so much to get away from my name, things like that. And then it just dawned on me one day, it was like, yo, just use your name. Like, stop trying to create these brands. Stop trying to come up with this stuff, and just be it. So the whole idea was, all right, you are wealth. Like, just stop trying to create something that's represents wealth. You need to represent wealth. So it was all about, all right, Kenyon, you need to start, becoming what wealth is. Use your last name, use your name. You are the brand. Like, you can create the attachment, but at the end of the day, you are the brand. You are wealth. You are the example. You are the one that's leading people to create wealth. So I said, okay, bet. Let me start using my last name, Sellers Financial. I said, bet. I liked it. I started growing on me, and I still use it to this day, and I love it now. Like, I seriously, I really love it. And I love helping people with it. I love helping create financial plans, game plans, are prioritizing money. Again, I love numbers. I love working with numbers, especially when it pertains to investing now, because I'm so deep into investing and what investing can do for you as far as wealth is concerned. And then, again, like, and then business and the entrepreneurship, like, I'm just tying everything together with the brands that I have now. Again, I have my brand, with this Kenyon Sellers. I am a brand. I am a business. Then I have Sellers Financial, which is a brand and a business on its own. So that's kind of how everything evolved over time. New money, financial coaching, financially woke, started putting out content. Then it turned into wealth academics. And again, I finally stopped running from who I am and what I am, and started using my name and who I am to create a brand and to get people to follow me on my wealth journey, and kind of inspire and influence people, especially from the same hue as me, to create wealth, because that's, at the end of the day, that's my ultimate goal. Right. So not a lot of us know about financial literacy. That's the main thing that drove me to start putting out content. I said, yo, there's no reason I'm learning all this stuff. And at the time I was 23, 24. I'm learning all of this at this age. And most people that I know for sure are 30, 35, and 40 or older that don't know any of this, because if they did, they would have mentioned it at some point throughout my life, and me being in contact with them. So I said, okay, if they're not the ones passing it down to us, then people like me, people in our age group, need to be the ones to say, peer to peer, yo, I need you. Look, this is this. You doing it wrong. And I know you're doing it wrong because I'm on the same level as you. I'm eye to eye with you. I know you're doing it wrong, or you should be doing it this way, or let me at least give you the knowledge, and then you accept it or not accept it. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for not taking the information and applying it. I gave you the information. I did my part. I told you to save $1,000. It's up to you to go save the $1,000. Like, that's how I'm carrying it now. And that's why when people don't accept the advice, or people, disagree with some of the things I say, I don't take it personal. You can take the advice or not. I've done it. I'm doing it. So it's up to you. So again, this episode is literally all about who I am, how I became to, the person that I am right now. And I literally only started this journey in July 2019. again, I've been doing it all my life, but I got serious about it in July of 2019 when I set a goal to save my first $20,000 in 6 months, which literally changed my entire perspective about what I can actually achieve when it pertains to finances and building wealth. I literally smashed that goal and it was like, yo, it's game over from now on. Like, that gave me all the belief I needed. And then just learning everything that I learned over the 6 months while I was trying to save, I needed to become a better and better person because I could have easily slipped back into who I was and spent money. So, by just, setting that pinnacle of a goal for myself at 24 years old, it was that important to me because it changed my whole perspective. It changed, who I am now. Like, I saved 20,000. Then recently I paid off a lot of debt. Like, just making these big chunk moves has given me so much confidence when it comes to wealth and building wealth for myself. And then being able to translate that into either my clients or people following me on my content. I give the same advice either way. You can ask my clients. I give them the same game that I'm giving out free on Instagram, whatever case may be. Nobody, they don't get more game because they pay. I mean, they get the plan, they get more one-on-one time. But at the end of the day, my advice is my advice. My philosophy is my philosophy. Again, I started this with no intention to make money at all. Like, I want to help people build wealth because I know people don't know how, and I know people don't know like anything about finance or financial literacy. A lot of people only know what they see on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok now. And I don't want that to be people's only financial advice. Even though I'm on those platforms, people still need to learn how to verify that advice. Verify the things that you see about crypto, verify things you see about Forex, verify things you see about stocks, real estate, business, whatever it is. Learn how to verify information. Like, don't just go following these things because people say, oh, I made 200,000. Let me show you how. I mean, look, how do you think they're getting people in? They got a market, right? So again, just verify all information, even my information. I tell people all the time, don't take my word for it. Go try it yourself or go learn about it yourself. Right. So again, introduction episode, Kenyon Sellers Show, live stream every single Tuesday at 6:30. Again, if y'all got questions, drop them in here. I'm probably off of here in like the next 8 minutes. I'm gonna try to, keep this going for the next 8 minutes, but I'm gonna hop off. Again, it's only gonna be 30-minute shows until I, grow and evolve, and maybe they'll be longer. But again, I created this live stream so I can hop on here every single week, answer questions, talk about different money topics, wealth topics, life topics, entrepreneurship, business, whatever it is. It all pertains to wealth. And that's what I want to get people to start talking about. I want to normalize the conversation around wealth, business, entrepreneurship, like really normalize it and really start talking about these topics that not a lot of us are talking about because everybody's living the high life. In the high life, at some point in time, your high is going to calm down. And when your high calms down and you're faced with reality, then what? That's the point. That's where I want people thinking. Like, stop thinking about tomorrow, next month, next year. Start thinking about the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Like, that's where your mindset need to be because, again, so much stuff is changing every single day, every single week, that the more you try to keep up with the people on social media, the more you're putting yourself behind. Go get yourself some real advice, some real information, verify it, read some books, get with some people that's actually reading the book that you want to read, or get some recommendations of stuff to listen to, things like that. Like, really dig in and stop trying to take the shortcuts. That's pretty much all I'm trying to say. I haven't taken a shortcut yet. And that's why I'm seeing so much success on my personal balance sheet that I am. I'm not taking no shortcuts. I have yet to buy any crypto. I have yet to trade any stocks, any options. I have yet to do any of those things yet. I'm more well off than the people that's doing those things. So it should tell you something when you got people like me that's not really entertaining that stuff, especially not right now while you're in a phase where you should be building wealth, not trying to multiply it. You're not a multiplying stage yet. Like, you don't even, like, you gotta get ready for that. You gotta be prepared for that. Because the moment that goes south or goes sour, then what? Like, are you thinking about the then what's? Like, that's the whole idea of building wealth. Wealth is built to last. It's like Ford, it's built to last. We're not driving no Kias. like we want to drive something built to last, something strong, something stable, a Ford F-150. Like that's what we want to drive. That's what you want your wealth to look like. A Ford F-150 or 350 or 450, big truck, stable, steady, strong, right? Built to last. Like that's what we want our wealth to look like. Not a little sedan that'll get wrecked in a crash or something. Like that's that's the analogy that I want y'all to walk away with. Build your wealth to look like a pickup truck that's strong, sturdy. It ain't gotta be brand new, but as long as it's strong, sturdy, and built to last, that's all that matters. So again, that's pretty much the end of the show. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Again, live stream every single Tuesday, YouTube and Facebook. Instagram, y'all got this today. Y'all gonna get it the next couple of weeks. But again, it's going to be solely on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. All right. So I want you guys to keep up with it. I'll be talking about a whole bunch of different topics. If y'all have a specific topic y'all want me to talk about, let me know. DM me, comment, whatever the case may be. I'll talk about it. I'll bring it up. I'll get into as much detail as I can about it. I tend to stay away from the flashy things. Again, Bitcoin, crypto, stuff like that. I'll entertain those, but I want to keep it to the things that actually are like foundational when it comes to building wealth. Saving, where to start with investing, what to do before you start with investing, how can you save more, should you pay off your student loans right now, credit card, like I want to start with those questions and get those things, help people on that level before I start jumping into this. People start jumping too fast, they moving ahead too fast. I want to help you guys on the base level first, and then as the show progresses and as we progress as a unit, as a community, then I want to jump into those things, those more complex things, because then that's going to force me to learn more and more and more about it as well, which I'm not against at all. I love learning. I love learning about investing, money, finance, business, entrepreneurship, all that stuff. So again, let me know. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And again, every single Tuesday, 6:30 to 7, I will be on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And again, the podcast episode will be uploaded afterwards every single week. All right. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning into the Kenyon Seller Show. And until next time, peace.